everyone. Glad to see you today. We're going to start with some fraction cards, taking the fractions and putting them into decimals. So this is 1/10. Remember, a decimal is just another way of writing a fraction. 0.1. 21 1/100ths. 0.21. 1 100th. 0.01. 139 1,000ths. 0.139. 13 1,000ths. 0.013. 7 100ths. 0.079 1,000ths. 0.009. Remember, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. All right, I left two problems with you of multiplying decimals. Remember, we got to count our decimal places when multiplying. So we have 5.2 times 4. Here we have one decimal place. Here we don't have any. So 1 plus 1, or 1 plus 0 will give us one decimal place. So now we go to multiplication. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 5 is 20. Remember, I need one decimal place. So my answer is 20.8. Over here we have 0.765. We have 3 decimal places. Here 0.11 we have 2 decimal places. So my product will need to have 5 decimal places. Alright, so 1 times 5, 1 times 6, 1 times 7. Again, 1 times 5, 1 times 6, 1 times 7. Let's add our partial products. We get 5, 11, 13, 14, and we get 8. You will need 5 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. So today, since we've done addition and subtraction of decimals, we've done multiplication of decimals, so guess what we're doing today? Division with decimals. Excellent, excellent word. All right, so division with whole numbers. Say we have 294. Divide that by 0.7, and let's divide that by 7. All right, so we have a decimal in our dividend. When we have a decimal in our dividend, we can just bring it straight up because there's no decimals here. We'll get to that in a little bit. But so we have 294.7 divided by 7. Now that we've moved our decimal up, we now divide by 7. Can 7 go into 2? No, but it can go into 29. How many times can 7 go into 29? 7, 14, 20, 21, 28. So let's go times 4. And we're doing dead monkeys think bad here. 4 times 7 is 28. Subtract. Bring down. 7 goes into 14 2 times. Bring down. Make sure I put the 7 divided by 7 on the other side of the decimal, and you get 42.1. All right, let's look at another one like that. All right, let's say we have 56.07. So now we have money, and let's divide that by 63. All right, so this is money, so let's go and bring the dollar sign up, and let's go ahead and bring the decimal straight up. Now we have two-digit divisors. So let's look over here. This is like a 6. If we're rounding, 6 can go into 56. How many times can 6 go into 56? You got any ideas? Let's say 6 times 9. 6 times 9 is 54. So let's go 63 times 9. 9 times 3 is 27. This is 54 plus 2, 56. 567. Oh, well, this is only 560. So we have to go down to 63 times 8. So 8 times 3 is 24. 48 plus 2 is 504. I'll make sure I put my 8 above the 0 because I went into 560. Now I subtract. It's going to be a 6. This will be a 5. Let's bring down the 7. 567. Hey, wait a minute. We just had 567, didn't we? 563 times 9. And we had 27. 54 plus 2. And there we go. But notice I have a dollar sign because I'm talking about money. And my decimal is right before the cents. Now, sometimes you will have division with a decimal in the divisor. So let's look at something like that. All right? So 0.7, and I have 0.5. Let me get my paper here. I'll keep looking over my desk here. 0.5047 I think it's the problem I wanted to write down. Now, I first have to get rid of this decimal in the divisor. Well, how do I do that? I can't just erase it. I erased it, it's gone. No, I got to move it one place. Now I have a whole number 7, but if I move it one place in my divisor, I have to move it in my dividend. So now we're back to dividing by whole numbers, and we bring our decimals straight up here. 7 goes into 50, 7 times 49 gives us 1, gives us 14, that gives us 2. Actually, you know what? I don't think I wanted that 3 there. I think it was a piece of scratch on my paper, so we can still do it this way. So there's 2, 14, 0.721. Again, I first had to move it from my decimal from my divisor to make a whole number, and because I moved it one place here, I moved it one place in my dividend. Let me write another problem, and hopefully I'll write it more clearly. Let me pick up my notebook that I just threw on the floor. Never good to do that, right? All right, here we have 3.7, and we have 29.6. All right, again, I cannot have a decimal in my divisor, so I'm going to have to move it one place here, and then that means I have to move it one place there. All right, so now I have a whole number divided by a whole number. All right, so we have 3, look over here, estimate that as 4. 4 can go into 29, let's say 8 times, so 37 times 8. 8 times 7 is 56. 24 plus 5 gives you 29. You subtract and you get 0. Your final answer is 8. Let's try one more here. I have 0.54 and I have 469.80. All right, it's a bigger number, but it's okay. So now we have, again, we can't just erase this decimal. We have to do something with it. So let's move it 2 places to the right. So now I have a whole number 54, but now I need to move the decimal 2 places this way. All right, and now we have 2-digit divisor again. So let's say 5. 5 can go into 46. 7 times 5 is 35. 8 times 5 is 40. 9 times 5 is 45. So let's go 5. Let's go 9. 54 times 9. 9 times 4 is 36. Then you have 45. But that's going to give you 48, which is too big, so we know we need to go to an 8. All right, so 54 times 8. 8 times 4 is 32. This is 40 plus 3, so 4 is 40. 432. I'm going to put my 8 right there. Now I'm going to subtract 7, 3. I'm going to bring down my 8. We're going to go times 7. 54 times 7. This gives you 28. This gives you 35. 37. bring down my 0. Can 54 go? It can 0 go and be divided by 54? No. So we put a 0. 0 times 54 is 0. And your answer is 0. So again, with dividing by decimal or whole numbers, you bring your decimal up. Dividing by decimal divisors with decimals, we make the divisor a whole number. And however many places we move the decimal in the divisor, we have to move it in our dividend. So that's just a quick lesson on dividing with decimals. Review on the multiplication. Next week, or next lesson, we're going to get into what's called perimeter. Perimeter. The perimeter is the outside of an object. So if I wanted to say this is a rectangle, it's a little out of, all right, there's a rectangle, and I wanted to walk around this rectangle. Again, perimeter is the outside. We would write perimeter equals 2 times length plus 2 times width. Length is the long part, so here is length, there is width, there is length, there is width. All right, so we're going to be learning these formulas for a rectangle. Perimeter is equals 2 times length plus 2 times width. We will also learn perimeter of a square. I'm putting these little equal marks on here. All right, a square, again, you're going to walk the outside of this square. So we're going to have perimeter equals. One thing about a square is it has 4 equal sides. So perimeter for a square is 4 times side. We'll also do a little bit of a triangle. And again, if I was to walk the outside on a triangle, is perimeter equals A plus B plus C. So some formulas that we're going to get into and practice and study. So perimeter, the outside of the area. For rectangle, perimeter is 2 times length plus 2 times width. Perimeter of a square, perimeter equals 4 times side. Perimeter of a rectangle, triangle, perimeter equals A plus B plus C. Getting into exciting, super exciting stuff, but again, I'll tell you, we must start with step 1, then 2, then 3. First, we're going to write formulas, then we're going to plug in the value, and then we can solve. Have a great day. Like, share, and subscribe.